What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Where the Locals Skate. I'm your host once again, OG Skate Show. This is a podcast where you get to know local skaters on and off the board. And of course, here with me always, the Couch Boys.
Yo, what up, everybody?
David Peralta and Victor Castillo.
Yo, what's up, guys? How's it going?
And now let's introduce our guests this week. We have Chris Lopez in the studio.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you for joining us today.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Really appreciate that. First question I ask everybody is, what city are you repping?
Rowland Heights.
Rowland Heights? Is that where you grew up?
Yeah, for the most part, skating there. Grew up skating, and that's moved around a lot sooner. But
Was that where you were born too, or?
Born in city of Orange, but didn't really start skating until way later.
Way later? How old were you when you picked up the skateboard?
13.
13?
Around that time, yeah, bro.
Okay.
Seen a video of actually like Nija. It was like on MySpace.
Oh, really?
Yeah, bro. Like it was like 13-year-old skater, like hitting handrails or something like that, And I was like, seeing like the little clip on MySpace, and I was like, I could do that. I didn't even know it was Nija at the time, but I was like, I could definitely do that.
Okay.
Do you remember what company he was riding for? Because I know he had the dreads, or was he already had the dreads?
That was like that early on, like Element. Like I think he was just getting on, or and it didn't even say the video, bro. It was just like a clickbait, like 13-year-old skater hitting like handrails,
Oh, wow.
But I'm confident now that with the knowledge, it was like one of those early, like him getting on Element.
So that's how you were consuming skateboarding, was through YouTube, or?
Bro, I feel like it was MySpace, and then I think
MySpace?
YouTube was around the time, like, because then I was watching like Rodney Mullen, probably like everybody else, like seeing him do like the Primos and then like Costin, and like I didn't really see like a legit skate video until way later. Like my pops had bought like I think it was Feed the Need, like the foundation video, and like my pops had like a TV in the Tahoe.
My bad. Feed the Need. That's a Cyrus video.
Isn't it Osiris? Yeah, it's one of the Osiris.
Yeah.
But yeah, I figured it's one of those OG ones. But yeah, bro. So yeah, he had it in the car,
That's
playing,
dope.
and we were
That's
driving.
dope.
That was like how I kind of seen most of the skating. But
And you said you were like 13?
I was like 13. Yeah.
Okay, but you never had one as a kid, like a little skateboard, like just around the house or anything like that?
Not really, bro. Nobody skated in my family. Nobody was really like that.
Okay.
But my pops did. Like once I was like kind of fascinated with skating, he's the one that like bought me my first board, and like.
Do you remember what board it was?
It was a World Industries, bro.
Okay.
The Wet Willie, Flame Boy.
Yeah.
I think it was like the half and half one, like one of those where it's like half and they're like pulling each other apart.
Kind of like the yin and yang.
Yeah, like a yin and yang one. And
That's a
then
cool one.
I had like these sick Dark Star wheels. They were like black, and I love those wheels, bro. I had like the Dark Star like skull like in the middle of them.
That's so
I don't know
rad.
if you've ever seen that.
I know what
like,
you're talking about.
Yeah, bro, that shit was.
No, you're good. You're good.
That was so sick back in the day, like and yeah, I think I had like Speed Demon bearings.
Damn, this brings back memories.
Bro, no, you know what I'm saying? And I think like Black Magic grip and
Did you get to go
tensors.
pick it out with him?
Nah, I was just like one time I was staying like at a homie's house. I had spent the night, and he came and picked me up, and
It was
it
ready.
was right there, and he just handed it to me. I think it was for my birthday, or like something had come up, you know, and yeah, he got me a board, and from there I never really looked back, just stayed in the cul-de-sac, kept me out of trouble for sure, because like I grew up in like, say that was probably in Paramount around that time when we lived over there, and I got my first board.
Was it a little like kind of like a rough area a little bit? Or,
I mean, yeah, for sure.
I mean, I used to go to neighborhoods before that. There's gangsters places, but like as a kid, if you're on a skateboard, they never mess with you. You're just.
No, and that's the big reason that my pops was like, cool, he wants to skate, because like he was like, look, like most
the other
people
influence
who bang,
could be
like they tried to skate at one time, or like they could see you as like someone they can kind of relate to as being on the streets, and like finding the world as their playground. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
So yeah, he told me that, and yeah, it kept me out of trouble, bro.
That's
I never really, of course I had encounters, but never because I was skating. It was usually because I'm walking, and obviously skating with we wear Dickies or whatever the case is.
Right,
Yeah.
you'd be like hit up or something,
yeah,
or like,
exactly.
or even
You get
maybe
hit up.
even
just, but that's me walking.
right,
You
or
know,
even
but
maybe
if I have
even
my
getting
board-
pulled over too.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. The cop stories with skating are a little different for me too, bro.
Yeah, because if sometime when I was growing up having a skateboard under my feet, they didn't even look twice at me. But if I was walking down the street dressed exactly the same, I would get like messed with, you know. So
Exactly.
it's just a whole like that thing is like a savior for real.
That is true.
Yeah.
I mean, for me personally, and I mean, my homies can attest to this too, that, you know, race is another side of it. Especially once I started really skating, the neighborhoods I was skating in were a different, you know, I was always the darkest one.
Mm-hmm.
So if we were skating somewhere we weren't supposed to, I was usually the one that was
Getting messed with.
getting messed with.
Oh, okay.
So, like, yeah, that happened a lot. Like, growing up when we were skating places that, you
That
know, like
sucks,
schools.
but it would be
or
from other
stuff
people,
like that.
right?
But it would be
Yeah.
from more cops.
Cops?
You know, yeah, it was cops. So
Wow.
that was the only downside. Like,
Yeah. I used to see some racist stuff from cops, man. Like, just because, you know, they'll just say things like, "Why are you doing this?" You know, like, "This isn't this for white boys or something." You know
no,
what I
that
mean?
side too.
You
Exactly.
know. So, but
that
then
was
it's-
younger high school. Like growing
Right.
up, even for my say parents, it's like a not a like I'm Mexican, but
Right.
you know, it's more of a American thing.
Right,
You
but
know,
I mean, now it's an everybody thing.
No,
if
yeah,
they
exactly.
really, it's
It's
a
beautiful
skateboarder
to
thing,
see.
you know.
It is. It's beautiful.
But I
to
think
see.
it kind of always has been. But like everybody was kind of like trendy, so everybody looked alike. And nowadays, you can just look however you want.
Yeah, and I mean back then too. I mean we kind of talked about it off camera, where it's like skating back then had such a different dynamic, and like
Are we good on the sound?
you
Just
know,
one of them.
Just one of them?
Yeah, it'll still pick up.
Okay.
nice. But yeah, the dynamic was different back in the day, in my opinion, at least. Like skating nowadays has such more of a open, like there's more lessons that people can get to where like back then it wasn't, you just had to go and get it in the dirt, and it
Oh,
was
yeah.
pushed that way too. Like you need to skate faster, you need to be you
For
know
sure.
a certain way, or you know kind of hash or whatever the case is, to where now it's like, hey man,
Yeah.
as long as you're skating.
Yeah,
Did
you know?
like back then it was a lot of like you would even in skateboarding was a little bit segregated. Like if you were fresh, you would hang out with all the fresh skaters.
Exactly,
You're
bro.
hash, you'd hang out with all the hash skaters.
But now it's like hash and fresh. They're
yeah.
coherent, you know? So it's like, it's beautiful to see, like, because that's how it should be,
Yeah.
you know? But at the same time, back then, and even just a few, I'd say 10 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
or, you know, even 5 years ago, I'd say. So
Yeah.
it wasn't like that.
Dude,
you know?
they would make videos or like game of skates, the skaters versus the cholos. see who's
Yeah,
better.
exactly. Even the say the separation between like YouTubers and you know videos like
regular street skaters, right?
street skaters
Right.
to you know people who put stuff out on like you know contests, or like you know that's so divided to where now it's like
It's kind
everybody's
of
kind of doing it, like, and say because of financials, it's like, dude, if you really want to skate, you got to kind of skate some contests like for a long time, you know, because that's how you can make some money, that's how you can put your name out there, that's
Yeah.
how brands are going to be like,
and that's
that's
kind of
you know
that's the old school way of kind of going about becoming pro as well.
exactly.
Yeah.
You
So
know,
where,
like if
now
that's
it's
the
like,
dream.
it's not like that, bro. You can make an Instagram and like say like the perfect example is Dylan Jahib on that where he's at now, because he was infamous through all his clips at Ensenada's Park, and like everyone's like, oh bro, you're just a park skater, you can't really do too much. And then now he's putting out video parts and like you know he's on the streets and he's doing it
Yeah.
all, like he has part after part after part, and he's shutting up the haters, which is good. But like he made himself infamous through Instagram,
Right.
and like he's doing it his own way, and like that's another cool way that there's so many outlets now,
Right.
that there's no like, oh, you're that kind of skater now. And like of course he got the hate on Instagram to push him probably to do more street stuff,
Yeah.
but he was
that's
good
just
from
gonna
the
come
jump,
from the core.
you know.
But I want to go back to like who was the guys that you were skating with? Like, did you find friends right away after getting your first board, and
No,
was
I
it
mean,
kind of on your own? And how did you learn? Like,
I mean, my pops was really kind of more, I'd say, hands-on probably when I first started skating. Because he had got like a big ramp that he just somehow got or built. I don't recall, you know. Like,
Okay.
but
like
I would just skate off of that thing.
kicker
and,
ramp?
like,
type of deal?
Yeah,
or?
just like honestly, like a little mini ramp, you know?
Oh,
And
okay,
like,
okay.
So not like a whole mini ramp, but like quarter pipe.
Quarter pipe, but it was
So,
okay.
But it was just made out of wood, and like I think it even had like a square coping on it, but never got to that point, you know, never skated that, just jumped off the sides. And it was sick, bro. It had like wheels, would like roll
So
it
you
out.
can roll it out.
But I would just skate by myself, and like my brothers and sisters would like, we would try rollerblading, just like being kids out in front of the street. We like kind of lived in a cul-de-sac.
Right.
Like next to a cul-de-sac where like everyone would just come out, all the local kids.
I was gonna ask,
do
you
whatever.
mentioned your brothers and sisters. How many siblings do you have?
I have 4 other siblings, so including myself, so there's 5 of us.
Okay.
I have 18-year-old brother who's Paul. He's in Ohio right now doing his thing in college.
Shout out.
Proud of that dude. Yeah, he's sick, bro. And then my other brother who's 25, 26, Angel. He's doing his thing, got his family going, you know.
Shout out.
My other sister, she's my age. She's 29. She's about expecting a kid, about to have her son.
Congratulations.
So shout out to her too. Another beautiful situation. And then I got my other sister who's 24. Yeah, she's 24. And she's in Sacramento. But she's got 2 kids too, and she's got her hands full. She's got her family going.
Right.
She's doing her thing, you know. So yeah, that's the 4 of us. We grew up together for the most part.
And you were the only one that picked up the board.
Yeah, for the most part. I try to get my brothers into it, but my brother got hurt like on a scooter early on, broke his hand.
He was like,
he just kind of stayed away. He was more about like bikes and stuff like that.
right.
Then my other brother, he was more into like, his childhood was a little different, you know, so you didn't really get to be with him that long, but he tried to skate for a little bit, but it just wasn't for him. He got more into baseball, and it worked out, bro. That's why he's in Ohio. He's playing baseball out there,
Okay.
you know, so it's sick. It worked out, but I'm the only one that stayed with
the
skating.
skateboard.
Yeah, but I did do other sports too, bro. I tried track. I did like all kinds of stuff, and football.
Did you ever do any jumping? Because you can.
Yeah, bro.
You got jumps, man.
I tried. With track, I did try like different like long jumps and stuff like that. But I was primarily a sprinter.
A sprinter.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's kind of
Alright.
where I stayed at. But that's maybe where it came from. I don't know. I started skating around the same time. Like I'd say like freshman year.
Freshman year.
Which is like say 13, somewhere around that
13,
era.
14.
You
That's
know?
when you started taking it.
So,
Like,
but like I was
a little more
also
serious.
doing track,
Okay.
and then, so I was like, you
I mean,
know.
I feel like tapping into sports kind of like helps your skating too, because you build that stamina, the muscle.
100%.
Because I myself, I wasn't in sports, but when I was in high school, I was in weight training, and I didn't know all that weight training they had me doing was helping my skating. You know, I was doing squats, running laps,
Exactly.
bear crawls, and all that.
Nah, I was definitely working out with track, bro. So like all that cardio
For
and like
sure.
all that stuff,
stamina.
it definitely helps.
For
You know,
sure.
like now skating, I'll do a few tricks, and I'm like, all right, you know, time to clock out.
Oh, come on. You're still young, though.
No, yeah, I'm still, but then again, you know, like how we talked off camera, like
family.
had kids,
Oh, yeah.
family, and like
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like was skating a lot, but now it's like dialed into my kids and what I got going on at home. So when I can skate, I'm beyond hype too, but
Right.
it's just got a different girl in my heart, or
Right.
girls, I should say,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
boy, Jesus
Yeah.
Christ,
I wanted to.
A new passion.
exactly.
I wanted to ask about like your kids, but a little bit later on. But I
Yeah.
wanted to ask about like what made you hold on to the love of skateboarding? Why did you keep doing it?
Bro, I think at first, for me, it was the adventure. And then, like I said, when I seen that video of like, you know, like a kid around my age doing something like that I thought was like, how the hell do you do that? And then going and seeing other people do those tricks, like the excitement of like being able to learn such a variety and being creative, like seeing Day One and like doing those guys that
Oh,
are
yeah.
like doing things with stuff that they found, and like you know, some of my homies, that's where I really like being in the cul-de-sac and like we'd just be putting like stuff we found around the block from adventuring and like dragging it all the way home. And then it's just like skating it or like breaking it and doing stuff like that.
Anything.
And like
We'd bring home
that
everything.
to me, like that adventure, the like being creative, like it just always stuck. And then once I bumped into like an older group where we weren't going around the block, we were going to other cities. Right. And I was like, damn, this is different. Yeah, you know, I was like, this is like a whole new world to me. So I was like, I'm gonna keep riding with these guys and see how far I can go. Right. Like where else I can. And bro, skating too now is like, at this point, it took me so many different places and experiences and people that I'm like, God damn, I still know them to this day. Like, or even people that have appreciated my skating or my friends for like when we were younger messing around and doing stuff. And they're like, dude, back then that was so sick. Like we loved all of that. For sure. And like that, I'm just like, holy crap. Made friends from all around the world because of that. And like it just stuck.
It's crazy how like skateboarding is a universal language almost.
Yeah, bro.
You can go anywhere, and just if you have a skateboard, even if you guys can't communicate, you find a way. But the skateboard,
bro, there was that. I think when we skated the Habra hideout, I think like the first one they had initially, like there was like 2 Brazilian guys there, and like they couldn't even speak at all, but they were destroying the park, and like all it was like, hey. And I'm just like, oh, thanks. And it's like, dude, and it's just like, hey, it's awesome, you know. So it's like, yeah, man, I just love to see it. I'm like a fan of skateboarding itself, like, you know, like, and especially at this point when you're young, you don't really, you know, you're naive, but at this point, it's like, man, like, I'm just happy to see any kind of skating at any age, especially now, like young skaters, older skaters, like, I do want
to take it back. Like, bro. Did you teach yourself how to ollie and stuff like that, or how did you?
Yeah, bro. Yeah? We just would go out and skate. Like, it was never like, you know, at a certain point, yeah, we all watched certain videos on how to like say do 360 flips or stuff like that, but a lot of the time it was just going out and figuring it out, like
jumping off curbs and
seeing other guys skate and like video parts and like being like, how is his foot, like I want to put my foot like that, or I want to do that. And it's like seeing that and then just copying it and making my own twist on it, you know. I don't know, it's yeah, that's kind of it. I never really watched like how to ollie or how to make a ollie higher or how to kickflip higher.
Because there's a certain era of a skater, like the kids nowadays, I'm sure they could all go to YouTube to learn anything now. But in my days, there was no, we had to like, if you wanted to learn a trick, you're kind of pausing and playing the VHS tape.
That's you know? To be honest, and it just clicked in my brain. I think the thing that early on really inspired me was was Bam Margera, and there's that video of him like at like some element contest, like where he like ollied over some like massive like ollie thing that they had set up, you know. And I think from that, like I said, like bringing stuff home and like just always trying to go over like stuff and like messing around and bringing random stuff and trying to get over it somehow.
Piece of plywood is
that's what's like evolved me to try to get
it's like doing the stack your boards,
stacking your boards,
and then
like
once you can't stack, you find something else.
You find something else, or you lay the boards down and it's like, all right, we're going long now. You know, it's like whatever you can do to, and I think that is what made it more where that's why you can eventually, from just having fun and messing around and doing stuff like that, like eventually you could just then take it to the park and pop over like a little skate park rail. And it's not really a big
win a
deal,
little,
you know?
Win a little contest and get yourself some roachies.
That's it. That was so awesome, bro. Yeah, shout out to the roach guy, man. Yeah. Like that was such a, like, for him to go out and like I respect that guy too, same as you guys. I respect you guys for just going out and doing it yourself, because like that's the best way, like, you know, like it's more engaging and it's more just genuine when like you can say bring local people around and do something at your local park that you grew up skating at, and you know, having something that, you know, as simple as a roach, which is just your you know, your brand emblem, and bringing people together the way he did, man. That's like amazing. It was really cool, and he brings so many cities together too, like, you know, and he gets like local cities to get inspired to like try to, you know, win his like skater of the year, or like you know, his local shout out spots and stuff like that. So
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. Social media stuff, all that, man. It's
to keep it going is not easy. You know, like
hard.
What we do here is not easy either. You know, but it's like the guests now. Luckily, they kind of want to be on the show more, so that part's getting easier. But just to keep consistent. You know what I mean? Every week. And we've been doing it for over a year now. So,
I mean, it's cool.
Getting close to episode 100.
I think we built that reputation now with like skaters where they're like, all right, these dudes are doing something legit and giving skaters an actual voice.
Exactly.
Compared to when we first started, they're like, I don't know what you're doing. Let me check it out first.
There's hype around it, you know? People are weird.
And I understand it. No, I get it. Like, especially like, because if somebody wants to be on a show, well, let's see how, you know. And then again, in the beginning, I know how I watch it. I cringe at the beginning episodes, but I laugh because they're so funny.
You got to learn.
But that's the whole thing. I say it's like skateboarding. You know, you get on your board, you're not going to know how to ollie your first day. Bro. So same thing with the show. You got to
stack some boards up and drop them over. And, you know, fall over, scrape your knee a few times. And, you know.
We did plenty of that.
Exactly. You know, so kudos to you guys. Like,
even we had the wrong switch on today, so
it's hard for most TV series to get 100 episodes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like you got to take grace where you can.
We're not there yet, but knock on wood, we'll get there.
Yeah, you'll get there. I mean, there's tons of skaters, you know, and you never know. Again, like I was saying prior, with like where you could reach. Like one of my favorite human beings is like all the way in Australia, and like he's just like some guy that's just like, since I was like younger skating, he's just like, oh man, you're a cool guy. And like I'm just like, damn dude, like
you never met
I've never met him in person. And like just like that reach, you never know who is. Like I still talk to him to this day. Like him starting a family was inspired by me having a family. That's cool. Like it's like, damn bro, like you never really think like something you can do, like say as a podcast, like there's someone on the way to work that might be like, oh shit, I want to tune in. I want to see what's going on. Like maybe they don't live in California. Maybe this sounds like, what the hell do you mean you can just go from this city to this city, or you grew up in a bad neighborhood, or this, that, or like, how did you get out of that? You know, there's someone that's like can make that connection, and it might change. Say someone across the world might start a podcast because you guys did this. You might change someone else's life and be like, nah, it was because of it.
I would like to see more of that, because then we can be guests on their show.
No, exactly. You know, it goes full circle, bro. That's why it's a cool.
The way the I got the idea because the way the comedians do it, they all go to each other's podcast and they all promote whatever they're doing. Exactly. You know, so like
musicians do the same thing.
And I was like, wow, the skaters need this. You know,
you need to be tied in, and people have to take care of each other. And like right now too, again with skateboarding, I feel like this is the best opportunity where like skaters are more connected, and a lot of say like that younger community that was influenced by the past with like the aggressiveness of skating is now progressing into like a more like less segregated type of skating. Right. But it's all opening, you know, like it's all changing in a positive light. It's going in a positive way. Like brands are moving forward in a good way, you know, like it's not.
And I like to see like a lot of like locals even starting their own brands.
And that's the thing too, that a lot of local guys just don't know where to start, or don't know like if what they have to say might have value. Right. You know? But again, like I said, you don't know. Like my homie's in Australia, my boy, never met him, and like I'll ride for my boy, and I don't know how. Yeah. But I would. Yeah. You know? So
and it's just one of those things you just gotta say, hey, I'm just gonna take a risk and start something, you know. You just make stickers, hand out to your homies, make boards. Here's some free boards to the homies.
I have a friend that's like a police officer, knows nothing about skateboarding, but seeing me repost the podcast and stuff, he watches it, tunes in. He's like, dude, I had no idea skateboarders go through this. Now I have a little understanding.
I agree. Yeah. No, and that's the thing too, that skaters are technically in like an outside world. Mm-hmm. You know, like people see us as like weirdos, outcasts, you know, like even to say as we get older, it's like, what are you doing out here skating, bro? Like, what do you mean?
It's a little like, more or less now, but
yeah, of course. Which is again the positive. You should have seen when I was in
my 20s. It was like, you know, you should be working and getting older, and you know, starting a family, golfing, whatever it is, you know. But yeah, no, I was like, it just felt weird. Like at 20 it was old in skateboarding. Nowadays it's not.
No, exactly, bro. So that's why it's cool to see that progressive side of it too, where like guys that are over 25 are no longer like, oh man, like.
And then sometimes you see their kids are involved in skating too, which is cool.
Well, I mean, I just had a conversation with the homie yesterday, and he was like, dude, it's crazy how like I'm looking up at the older homies, but they're just like us, but it's like we look at it, I was like, that's how I'm gonna look when I'm up there. Like I didn't know that was a thing, you know, like because you know the older skaters back then had to quit at a certain time because life, you know. But now they're all coming back because they're all like, oh, I miss skating or...
No, and that's the thing, too, that, again, bringing back that there's outlets now. Those older guys can now, like say I was just watching Jaws, Aaron Hamoki.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He has, like, his own show on YouTube, and, like, he was on Neen Williams. Like, he went to hang out with Neen, and they did, like, workouts, and, like, he, like, did his whole, like, you know, class thing, and it was entertaining, you know, and it just gave somebody, say, like Jaws, who like may not be able to jump off things the way he used to, an outlet to still make a life and a career for himself. And like as you get older, say, because I know a lot of people that were younger had that same outlet where it's like, oh, you went for money, bro, like you're not a skater no more, you know. And it's like, but now you look at it and you're like, damn, bro, you have to take care of your family, big dog.
Exactly.
Like if you can get a YouTube channel going, if you can get, maybe you like games, start Twitch streaming, like, hey, like whatever you can, because
get the money
it gets expensive
too.
Yeah, and it's like if you can get yourself paid, if your name is still relevant enough to where like you can't skate, but you can make your impact where like maybe there's a guy that even started like his own lessons on like.
Was it the Skate IQ guy?
The Skate IQ guy, dude, I love that guy, bro.
Yeah,
I showed him to my daughter.
Him.
Yeah, and like he's so, you know, intricate with skateboarding, and like it's cool to see
everything like so simple,
so simple, bro. Mm-hmm. And it's like, okay, like say even where I watched like a video of my daughter about pumping, and like I was like, damn, I'm pumping wrong, bro. I was going into it with all my force, you know, but it's like you got to go with it a little smoother, and you'll really get more with the transition. And like just the way he explained it is nice, you know. So it's cool to see somebody who maybe didn't even make it to like a higher level still make a huge impact on like the next level.
But on YouTube,
just do whatever he on YouTube or whatever. There's a Kick. I don't know what people are on nowadays like that.
I know he does a lot of Instagram because he pops up on my feed a lot. And I love it because I'm like, I was doing this wrong. I was doing that wrong.
No, bro, I agree. And like even too, one of my friends, Lucas, who again, I think you guys should have that guy. He's awesome. I'll probably link you guys up with him later. But,
okay.
He like is fairly new to skating, and he would ask me questions like we were skating at La Puente Park, and there's the bank to the bump over the ball, and he's like, man, how do you like transition your body when you get to the bump? And I was like, I never thought about it, bro. I just kind of just did it. I never really thought about how my body is when I'm going to that transition. And like, I just never did. And I tried to explain it to him as best I could. But then Skate IQ actually had a video where he's all like, you bend down in the flat and you prepare for the jump before it.
Same exact one.
And I was just like, oh my God, if I could. And I sent it to him so fast. I was like, bro, this is what I was trying to. But I was like, I just did it out of natural, like,
couldn't think of the words.
But I never thought about actually breaking down skating.
Right.
And again, too, I mean, I don't know when we're going to maybe potentially talk about my kids, but my daughter is now like, she wants to skate. And my son also loves like skating, but he's only one. So he loves skating, and we're going to the parks more, which is like a blessing to me. Like now it's like,
I watch you.
Like I'm gonna skate.
You got
now,
him in your arms, and you're cruising around the park.
It's fun to
see
bro.
it. Yeah. He's got a big smile on his face.
I wanted to ask, how old were you when you had your kids, and how many kids do you have, and how old are they?
I'm 24, or I was 24 when I first had, like, I just turned 24, and I had my first daughter, who was. She's 4 now, so obviously, you know. But then I had my son when they're all 3 years apart.
Okay.
So, you know, but then I have my other daughter who is 8, you know.
Shout out.
And then, I mean, I don't want to. That one's a personal situation, probably keep that one out. But, you know, I know you're probably not going to edit it out, but it is what it is. So yeah, but when I first had my first kid, I was 24.
24.
So yeah, and now she's 4, and then I had my next son when 3 years later. Okay. You know, but they're all 3 years apart.
So has like fatherhood like taught you things, changed you in a way, or like, made you look at the world different?
I was a degenerate for sure. Like, I mean, I didn't care about anybody else but myself. You know, like, and, you know, we kind of talked about it a little bit off camera. And again, with that influence of younger, like, I feel like our sort of generation of like being right in the middle of like seeing the old gen skating and then like seeing that new mix kind of come in. So like having that influence, but like the Piss Drunks and, you know, Baker back in the day and just seeing like that type of skating and even eventually going to the parks. And like back then it didn't really matter. Like they weren't nice parks, you know, they were ghetto parks. Like, so it's like, it was easy to just fall into bad habits. And, you know, it was cool. It wasn't a big deal. But, you know, once I had, you know, my daughter, like it just kind of opened my eyes, bro. Where it gave me a value, it gave me a purpose. You know, like, of course I love skating, but I always enjoyed skating to just skate again for that adventure, to like do stuff with my friends. And that's why it was tough to get back into skating once everybody sort of grew up. And it's tough to just go to the park by myself, to be honest. It's like weird.
It's like you miss that like homies.
I
like,
want to be with the homies. That's the reason I love skating. You know, like, so like it was never about like, you know, going and being pro or doing some super gnarly, like, of course I like doing cool tricks and everybody wants to get better and do, you know, some stuff that they saw or whatever.
I think it's just in our blood, you know, like,
exactly, you want to get better, you want to do something cool that you saw one time. So like, of course I'm doing that, but like it was always about just going and having fun and being creative, dragging some stuff home, stacking it up, or, you know, just being a little more free with whatever the world gave me.
Yeah, building a kicker out of plywood, bro, that bricks.
I'm terrible. I'm surprised, like, and I mean, I'll knock on wood to this day, but I'm surprised I never broke a bone. Like, I never really, like, I broke a finger and like I busted my head, but like never like that, you know. And so I've rolled ankles and stuff too, but and it's just like from stuff that was just the most sketch. Like, I'm like, how are we skating that, bro? Like, and, you know, we just get crates and toss stuff on there and pallets and whatever we could, bro. Throw a rail at the top to give it some arch and just pop over that and it'll just crumble after you slide on it. You know?
Trust me, dude. I did all of that stuff. My stuff.
That to me was like why I wanted to skate. So like now it's a little tougher, just like.
I used to build all my own stuff too, just because I didn't have the luxury of being able to buy stuff. And then all of a sudden, we would watch a thing called Built to Shred.
No, yeah,
and
Built to Shred changed the game, bro.
It was basically what I was already doing.
Best. So exactly, so like stuff like that.
I was all about that channel.
Like, I feel like that on Field TV started the whole DIY skate community.
No, but again, we going back on everything. That to me shows like how influenced our era was by the things we were visually seeing all the time. Because like at that point, after stuff like that happened, everybody was doing DIY stuff. And then like say even going to like curb skating or like welcome board shapes or like things like that, like everybody was just like, all right. Like, you know, jumping from like whatever was going, like they'd see something, get inspired, and then everybody was now skating curbs. Everybody now has shape boards. You know, it's like, and of course now there's such a diverse like, you know,
a way of skating, like
that everybody just has everything now, you know.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, coming out of that hash era, when all that started coming out, I was a little closed-minded to all that and like judgmental towards the people who did that. But then I started hanging out with dudes who did that and saw how fun it was, and I was just like, what am I thinking?
Dude, it's fun.
Yeah, it's
no complies and power slides into like stuff is just fun.
Oh yeah,
it's not like too complicated, you know.
It's like it got to that point where I just realized I forgot what skating was about. It was about having fun, not what can you jump down the biggest. What can you do this? It's like, no, I started skateboarding because it was fun.
Exactly.
And that's why we all do it, right?
No, exactly, bro. So like, again, like, damn, man. I mean, that's like what makes me the happiest thinking about skating, bro. Because like I'm not too happy about the times I tried jumping off a 14 stair.
Yeah.
Or skating Hollywood High. Like that stuff sucked. You know,
were you filming it at least?
I tried to like front pop Hollywood High and like I just busted my ankle, bro.
Ooh.
It destroyed my ankle. Like, but it was still like, you know, I don't know. Like, I'd rather, like, that to me is more whack. Like, I'm more hyped to talk about stuff I built. Right. You know, so, like, we had always, like, did some ledges or something, you know, like, out of concrete and, you know, middle of the night, just bought a bunch of stuff from Home Depot and put stuff together, or like,
and it's a better feeling too because you built it,
and then you get to skate it,
yeah.
And it's just, I don't know, I've enjoyed that too, you know, and I wish we did film more. Like, that was another thing that really was not a major topic for me personally. I know a lot of people film, and filming is like a part of skating and it's an art form in itself, but like, I would get too lost in like skating that I'm like, oh crap, dude, someone film it. You know, like we're just skating.
Yeah.
You know,
some people
that happens
like,
to me all the time.
Like, you start skating and then you want the trick and then it doesn't come out anymore. But when you're just cruising around, you're just busting tricks. It's like, it's just better. Like I have a friend that he goes, what do you want me to do? I go, just skate and I'll follow you. Because if I start focusing on, you start focusing on one thing, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, and then, that like, pressure gets me too, bro.
So, you know,
filming pressure is for real. Like, when I gotta film something,
yeah.
Oh, hell no, dog.
I feel more comfortable if I set up my camera because I feel like, you know how, like, I don't want the person to be there all day for me, you know?
Yeah, I feel that. I got a tripod too.
So I usually set up my stuff like that, but
I always try to just tell them, like, hey, look, don't let the camera shyness get to you. It's a thing.
It's a real thing, bro. Mm-hmm. That stuff gets to me, dog. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Like, that's why, again, like, I just like to skate too. Like, and that's what I've learned too, because I feel like as you're younger, you get influenced, you want to do certain things, you want to be certain ways, and like, it makes sense, again, with the era, with the times, what's going on. But like now, like, looking back, it's like, man, the best times I had were building stuff, skating stuff that I wanted to just make, and with friends, and like now going to the park, especially like early on, like when, you know, everyone's separated, I'm having my kids and can't really be around people when they're like newborns. So still trying to skate, and it's like, it's whack, bro. Yeah. Like being at the park, just not doing anything.
Come on now.
My shit went off.
Come on now.
I felt it in my pocket going off.
Let's get it together, everybody.
But again, now, yeah, like, my kids want to skate now. So now cool. I'm at the park. Now, like, I have a different inspiration to, like, show them why I love it, you know? And that's why so many people probably recently have seen me at events. They've seen me, like, you know, because I want them to see the community. I want them to know, like, what it can bring them now, like the joy of like meeting people and stuff like that.
You came out to one of the events because you saw it on the show, where there's everybody is inclusive, right? It's,
yeah, that's Adam. That's actually my boy. That's another person I grew up skating with. That's my boy right there. You know,
the day I saw you there, I was like, no way, dude! I haven't seen you in so long. Bro, I was just glad to see you.
I know, yeah, exactly. I was shocked to see you guys there too. But those are my boys. Like, they've actually, from early on too. That's another big reason. Like, shout out to those guys. They put me in like a position where I could help people with needs, and like early on, like, be involved and like actually go with them to events, and like it meant a lot to me, you know, and to this day it means a lot to me. So they helped me to like help out if it got out of hand, and you know, they were able to handle it completely. So they're like, nah, man, just go ahead and skate around. Just enjoy yourself, and like, you know, love those guys, Adam, you know, Dylan.
They're all good people. I grew up with them in school.
Exactly, you know.
I went to school with them. They were the first dudes, because I came from Nogales to Rowland, and those were the first dudes that were just like, hey man, come skate with us.
Yep.
Or we'd just start playing games of skate in front of the school every day after school, and then him, Adam, Dylan, Matt, Zane, exactly, all Zane. Of them, they all like Zane. Just were cool, and I was like, these are the dudes I'm gonna skate with out here. I like it.
Those are my boys to this day, bro.
I have a question. You're from the Rowland Heights area. Did you ever run into Renato? Because he was from Rowland Heights. Yeah, he was in the Rowland Heights area too.
One of the last guests we had.
OG skateboarder.
I mean, my memory is toasted, brother. That is the one thing that I can't, you know, from back then. Memory's gone.
Yeah, because he was from the Rowland Heights area. I never ran into him personally from La Puente, you know, but maybe you consider it.
I mean, maybe we can link up now. Maybe we were skating the same spots, just crossing the streets without knowing it, you know. But like, we were definitely all, at the time, we were all over Rowland Heights, you know, the ledge, the spot gap, which we talked about, like the 99-cent spot, you know, which was a DIY, and like,
then you had the Jellic Banks.
Jellic Banks, still there to this day. Like those, you know, Yes Plaza, 7 Stair, the 4 Flat 4, like the 4 2, the 4 Flat spiral like ollie.
Oh yeah,
that long, big long flat. Which that's a story too that I have about a cop situation where they just harassed the hell out of me for no reason. Because we were skating that force there. Mm-hmm. We were skating that force there, and like I guess they just called the cops on us, and like he just wanted to use me as like an example. He's like, "Hey, what's going on here?" And like me, I have like I was young too. I was like, "Hey, we're just skating here." Like I'm smiling, Right. He's like, "Oh, you want to smile?" And like grabs my beanie, throws it on the floor, picks me up, like drags me over. All my friends are there, and he's like, "All you guys get out of here." Tells all my friends to leave, throws me into the into the back seat. And then he's just like, "Hey, man, like, I'm just going to use you as an example, man. Like, I don't know why you guys are like, you're smiling or you think it's a joke." And I'm like, "Man, I was just answering your question, bro. I wasn't trying to give you a hard time. Like, I don't see what I was like, what I was doing to disrespect you." He's like, "Look, man, just get out of here, And he just let me go, basically, But I was just like, what the hell did I... and there's so many stories with that same kind of situation, ordeal. Even once I got a car, it got worse. Wow. But like with Roman, I was going to La Habra. I just got my a brand new Honda Accord 95. Mm-hmm. I was hyped. I was like, "Hey man, let's go to La Habra, bro. Like, let's go to the park." Everything was legit. I was at a light. Cop pulls up behind me, and he sees me and my friend are darker, and he pulls me over. He's like, "Hey man, I saw your taillights were dim." And like had me get out of the car, and I was like, "Bro, I literally just bought this car. Like everything's good. Like, what are you talking about? Had us searched, everything, sit on the side of the car, like, and I'm just like, "Bro, what is this about?" Because my taillights were dim. Like, it was still day out, and I was like, "What do you mean?" And just gave me such a hard time. And yeah, just that's a real thing, especially skaters. He didn't believe we were going to the skate park.
Dude, no, I feel like Rowland Heights cops have a thing like that because I had a situation one time. You know the 7-Eleven down the street from where we live? Bro. When I had my 4Runner, I was driving up there one day, and then I was coming back, and they said just because it was a cold day and my car didn't have heater, so I was wearing my hoodie, pulls me over, he's all, "Oh, we had calls of someone who was descriptive just like you that was stealing cars." I was like, "I'm in my own car." I gave you my registration, my license, and you pulled me out. They put me in the back of the cop car, and we're like, "No, we heard it was someone like that looks just like you stealing cars." And I'm like,
"What?"
I was like, "Dude, I just told you. I just went to 7-Eleven to get some munchies because I was hungry."
It happens too often, bro. It is sad, but
it does. That's why I tint my windows and I don't let no one roll their windows down, because if they see me, they might have a.
That doesn't work for me either, bro.
Pull over. Well, I don't know.
They'll try to get you for
last time I was driving to work, and they're like, "Nah, your tint's illegal," but it's legal. I have it at a legal point. They're like, "Oh, your car's lowered too low." And I was like, "What do you mean? Like, this is the stock ride height. Like, I didn't do nothing to it." He's like, "Nah, you're lucky I don't have my ruler." And like he like pulled me out right in front of my job too, like right in front of my job. And like I was embarrassed because like everyone's looking at me. Yeah. He asked me outside of the car, like looking crazy, and I'm like, "What did I do wrong, bro? What am I doing here?" And yeah, man, it's cops and that whole ordeal is a deal. Mm-hmm. And like I agree, it is probably in Rowland and like La Puente area is like not really.
Well, even now,
the
like
best.
I drive a nice soccer dad car,
as you should,
and then I'm like, damn, I don't even look like I belong in this car. So I feel like one of these days they're gonna pull me over and be like, "This isn't yours because it's too nice."
Dude, I have a Mercedes. I still get pulled over, bro. I'm like, what the hell? I try to steer, and it's a grandpa Mercedes. It's not like the, so it's a grandpa Mercedes, and I'm still getting pulled over, bro. That's the car I got pulled over and gave me a super hard time about it. Wow. And I'm like, dude, how? Why? Like, wasn't speeding, nothing. It's just had me come out and everything.
I think it's just, people becoming cops and then growing an ego.
It depends. Everyone's situation. It could be, racism. It could be a misunderstanding. Yeah. Someone even, I understand, like, say I have rough days at work. Yeah. And like, it could go either way, you know. But that's why I try to be cool about it. Anytime a cop gives me a problem, right away I put my hands out of the window. I trip out now that I'm like, whatever you want me to do, I'll be as, I'm not going to give you a hard time. I'm not going to talk back. Just let me go. Yeah. Everything's good, bro.
You're trying to make the day as easy as possible.
Like, let's just be cool. Let me go. And I don't want any problems. Mm-hmm. Everything's as it should be. If you see a problem, show me. But I don't think you'll find one.
It's like I said, you're just trying to make their day as easy as possible. Let's get in, get out.
Even when I was younger, bro, and I was, smoking more, I'd have like, we'd be in the car smoking and they could come up to the window or whatever the case and be like, what's going on here? Or like, even before we smoke, and be like, look, man, I'm just going to park here. I'm going to smoke and I'm going to go home and go to sleep. And it's like, what do you got in there? And it's like, here, look. Yeah, this is what I got, man. Like, just don't give me a hard time. Like, you know, and most of the time they'll be cool about it. So, like, just as many negative stories, I could say I do have positive, you know, like, because there has been cops that were like, all right, fuck it. Like,
I've been noticing there's been more younger cops.
Sorry about that. Hey, you said for the first 10 minutes.
You're already 45 minutes. You're good.
You said for the first 10 minutes. We're past it.
You're good.
But I trip out that most of the cops nowadays are younger than me and trying to be like trying to punk me, and I'm looking at them like they're still kids. I'm like, dude, what the hell?
I mean, that's the thing too, the lack of,
and they feel like they gotta like assert themselves in a way. But anyways, let's get back on to skateboarding.
Yeah, bro, we're out. Hey, but a good conversation.
Are you goofy or regular?
I'm regular, bro.
Regular?
Yeah.
And what's your favorite local skate park?
I love La Habra with my heart and soul. Mm-hmm. Like that, I just grew up skating there a lot. But I've been really enjoying La Puente lately because it's perfect for my family. And then I can just go and skate there, you know.
Yeah.
And I like the new Covina Park. I've been going there too when I can. You know, it's a little further out, but I've been trying out the newer parks for sure.
That's cool.
But that's probably where I would stay at for the most part.
The favorite obstacles to skate?
Over stuff, whatever, like
jumping over things.
Just jumping over something we got, you know, whatever we got for the most part.
Man. You got major pop.
I don't really like rails too much, and ledges are cool, but
a quarter pipe. You'll
yeah, I skate everything, man. Okay. You know, transition, ledges, hubbas, rails. But if I could just skate something all day, I'll just be skating over some crates.
Local skate shop.
I got to give a shout out probably to two shops right now because I love 88. 88 Skate Supply. Every time I go there, they take, not just because of like, you know, his influence in skating and what he's doing for the community, but like because of how he treats my family and like he'll go out of his way to like take care of them in a sense, like if there's an event or something, you know.
Right.
And the same for Unmodern. You know,
okay.
The guys at Unmodern, he does the same thing. Like I went to
Adam?
Yeah, I think so. I'm terrible with names, so don't kill me. That's why I'm gonna just shout out the shop.
No. I'm the same.
But it's because all the guys there too are also cool. Like they like show respect to me, my family, and my kids. You know, like homie went out and like personally got my kids food, or like, you know, make sure that my wife is comfortable. Right. And like that kind of stuff is.
I feel like that's like the skate community, you know, family, like we take care of each other.
Exactly.
You hit someone up, be like, hey, you know, I'm looking for this. Oh, we don't got it, but I'll make a quick run and bring some stuff.
Exactly. There's shops too that I don't want to name and I don't want to say because there is shops that give me that, like, where it's like they have more of an ego. Yeah. Like where it's like, oh, nah, we're too cool, or like, we
only like our circle.
Yeah, or like, you know, I went to an event one time and they didn't even have the shop open. You know, and I was like, what the hell? Like, why would you? Like, it's not like they were gone. It was there, but the shop wasn't open. And I'm like, isn't this about, like, shouldn't I be seeing the inside of the shop? Like, checking out the shop? Yeah. Like, why would it be closed? And then, like, even me and my buddy walked up and they were there. And I was like, oh, like, I wanted to check out the shop. And they're like, well, we're leaving right now. And, like, so, you know. Yeah. And I'm just like, damn, bro, I came to check out the shop. You know, right. So like,
shout out to 88 and
Unmodern for sure. Yeah, both of those guys, legends, doing it for the community. You know, appreciate those guys.
I'd love for those two shops for sure.
Yeah. How about your board setup?
I mean, right now I have like, I think I have a Uma, if I'm not mistaken. I think I have a Uma that I got from 88, and I think it has pepper grip.
What size do you ride?
I ride 825 to 85. Okay. I like 838 a little more now these days.
838?
More realistically.
Okay. Wild sizes.
Yeah. But 825.
Who makes that shape?
I mean, I usually skated reels. And like, you know, I try to stay with real Crooked, Anti-Hero.
Okay.
Those were like, when I was growing up, those were what I loved to skate. And like I shot symmetrical board. I love that board.
That shit's so
like,
it's a little out of my price range for it.
Back then it was cheaper, my brother.
Yeah.
Nowadays too, that's the thing. Like,
yeah. I mean, pricey, I still ride the twin paddle, the Chris Roberts chocolate board, but yeah.
As you should, because skateboards are expensive nowadays. You know, that's the other side too. That kind of sucks, but.
And then even with like the technology boards coming out, it's like, damn, these things are getting way too pricey.
I mean, they're putting like carbon fiber pieces, like making them lighter and more durable. They're like changing shapes and like, you know, like Andy Anderson stuff, which is what I was going to say. My wheels, I got the Andy Anderson because I do like that perspective of like changing wheels. You know, the board not so much. I don't know how.
Like changing your wheels to scale like a different terrain.
Like just like different shapes in a sense.
You got those ones. You got the new ones.
I got the nano cubic ones.
Right, where you're more centered.
It's like the bearing is more to the more to the axle, and like more rounded off to protect your like, try those. Axle king or nuts.
Do you like them?
They're cool. They're just a little soft.
They're a little soft.
Yeah, I've always skated Spitfires though. I've always ride or die for Spitfire. You know, Indy trucks always for life. You know. I actually have a Eric Dressen Indy tattoo right here that I showed him too personally, and he was like, fudge, yeah. You know, so like I was like, man, Eric Dressen approved. So
because
like,
I was gonna say like because he does tattoos as well.
Yeah, I wish I could have got it done by him.
Right.
But he approved it either way, so I was like, hell yeah, you know.
All right.
But yeah, Indies for life for that reason, and yeah.
If you could have any dream sponsors, who would they be?
Ooh. I mean, Real seems pretty. Again, that whole distribution I'd be cool with, like Crooked, Real. I mean, I'm not hedging up for anything. Yeah, anything deluxe I'd probably ride with. But I do like, you know, more local guys. Like I would ride for Ray Bros. Ray Bros is sick. I would ride for like, you know, local stuff. I've always liked more local guys anyways, you know.
That's true. That's true.
But I would like it just more so because of their shape.
You should check out Sewer maybe.
What's Sewer?
Put me on. That's that dude Renato will tell you.
Yeah. Dude, put me on, bro. Put me on, bro.
You know, he's got boards that he put in 88 skate supplies. So
dude, I haven't seen them. I mean, yeah, put me on, bro. I have no clue.
Yeah.
I'm down to, you know, anything local now these days.
When we got him on, I was tripping out because he said he was in Rowland Heights during the time that I was in high school. So that was like me, Adam, and all of them. And he was like, I was skating all the local spots. And I was like, I wonder if I ever ran into you, or we just, you know, we ran into him, and then we were just like, oh, maybe he's just like some older kook dude just skating around, you know?
Yeah, we just like didn't
pay attention, you know? Yeah, and but then when I got to know him, he is the coolest, most down to earth dude you'll ever meet.
That's awesome, bro. No, I pray to meet him now. You know, I had no clue because I felt like we were everywhere in that city at that time. You know, like at the Rite Aid, everywhere to the mall.
That city's not that big, right?
It's like 6 miles. Yeah, like from end to end, 7 miles at most. Like to get from Brea Canyon Cutoff Road to like, I mean, Kalima runs deep, but by the end of like Azusa, that's basically it. You know, and then to Valley.
But it's crazy how many spots we have in that little small section of what is considered city.
It's not that bad, bro. That's why too I chose for the Roach. Like not too many people know that that's just off Fullerton. Yeah. You know, and it's like you drive right past it all the time, and it's like that's right off Pathfinder. And like again, that ledge too at Roland Park. So many people skated it back in the day, like Nick Merlino, Austin Gillette. So many different guys were like ripping that ledge, bro. The whole ledge.
The ledge to gap over into the basketball courts, right?
To the basketball courts. Everybody was skating that, bro. Yeah. So, and that flat ground was beautiful. We skated there forever. So, like, if you were a skater, you ended up at that, you know, at that flat ground spot.
That floor there is pretty much skate park floor.
No, bro, I've been going there recently to show my family, you know, and it feels nostalgic, like where I'm cool. Like, this is a park where I would these were the training grounds almost, you know, and now they get to see it, they get to appreciate it, and it's cool now because they're doing the things like they have snacks there, and I'm like, man, I used to be a 15-year-old kid, like, give me all those snacks, like I'm not 18 yet, so give me all that, you know.
Yeah.
Man, like, it was the best, man. So, like, but now they get to do that. They're skating. They're trying different tricks, and it's just awesome.
What's cool about that spot, too, is how the gap spreads out longer, so you can, like...
You can go past the pole on the left side, or you could go on the short side.
Or even if you're learning, you're like, I'm going to hit the small one, and as you go, like, I didn't go farther. You slowly inch over a little.
Bro, it was the best. And you could even hit the bank up to the ledge.
Yeah.
And, like, you could hit it both ways, like, off the ledge. You could hit the whole ledge. You could skate just a portion of it. It was...
That ledge was the perfect
amazing.
ledge.
Now it's skate stopped. But, like...
Is it?
Yeah, it was skate stopped before, but then they redid it again.
I can fix that.
Yeah. I mean, you didn't say that on camera, and I didn't hear it on camera.
All right. Let's take a quick break real quick.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, and we're back, everybody. Listo had to take off. He has to go to the Hawthorne skate park and I guess try to win some cash, possibly.
Leave it for little kids.
To our boy Listo.
Yeah, best of luck to
teach
Listo.
him young.
Yeah,
teach him young. Let him see. And that's the thing too. I would like to say, like, back then, I feel like when we were skating, there was not any like events like how there is now.
Right.
Like, there's a ton of, like, the cities are involved. Like, there's multiple events, like, going on throughout the year. Like, there was even a contest at 4th Avenue Park.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Like, that was, like, when I grew up, I never seen anything like that. Like, locally,
right,
there was never much going on like that. You had to travel to, like, Arizona, or, like, you had to travel somewhere far to, like, potentially,
same
like,
thing happened
do
to
something
me.
like that, you know?
When I came back to skating, now all of a sudden I can go to, and I have a car and I have money, and now I can go to all these events.
Exactly.
You know, so it was pretty like, and then I started collecting skateboards, so I was getting all the signatures, meeting all these pro skaters.
Yeah, man, you've been doing your thing, bro. That was inspiring too. Like, back then, like, seeing you come to La Habra, it was like, damn, like, this guy's really trying to get it, you know. And then, like, seeing you, like, go out, like, nah, he's been with, like, this bro and that bro and this, and it's like, Lee, that's crazy, you know.
Yeah,
but
I
again,
met Jeremy Ray there as well at La Habra. So
forget how I met Jeremy, man.
Yeah,
but Jeremy's such a blessing, man. I love that.
Shout out to Jeremy,
dude. I was gonna bring it up too, because we're all from the same city.
Mm-hmm.
Lately, I noticed that, like, our skate culture in our city isn't popping too much, and I've kind of just been wanting to start, like, you know how Pawn Shop does Flat Bar Fridays.
Yeah,
I was like, maybe we should do something to do that for the kids in our area, because we don't have a skate scene, we don't have a skate shop.
I told my wife the same thing, man. I was like, I wish there was something over here. Like, I remember even when we were younger, we went to, like, city council meetings asking them for a skate park.
Right.
And, like, it was like we put, like, everybody in the meeting would, like, put tallies on what they thought. Like, they put Dog Park, which was on there, which they did build.
Yeah.
In Shabaram Park. And, like, the skate park was on that list, bro.
I remember when they put out the blueprints for the supposed Rowland Heights skate park, and it looked badass.
But it just never happened.
It never happened.
Yeah, so, like, but again, yeah, the community, like, there used to be at least, like, Zoomies.
Yeah.
And there was...
Concrete Jungle.
Yeah, Concrete something or something like that was also at the mall, but, like, there was never just a shop.
Yeah.
You know, so, like, I think that too, and nowadays, like, everybody's... that's, like, our age just drives to other parks. It's just not, like, you know, they go out of their way now, where it's, like, not worth skating at. Even some of the local spots we grew up skating at, like the Spot Gap, it's gone.
Yeah.
Somebody built $1 million home right there.
Yeah.
And then the 99-cent store spot is now a hospital.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, that's a whole hospital.
I haven't even paid attention to it since it closed down.
It's an entire hospital right there, and it's like a parking structure that goes there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so, like, all of that is where that spot used to be. So, like, the Rowland spot, too, skate stopped, you know? So, like, the Rite Aid ledge, they used to just be able to skate off of it.
They
now
put
it has that
little
fence, you know? So, like, a lot of those local spots we used to skate just gradually started... disappearing, you know. And so, like, that's why, like, a lot of those local kids, like, even Walgreens can't even skate at Walgreens, stopped waxing the ledges or, like, all the curbs there. And even, like, there's the flat to the bump the flat over the rail right there.
Yeah,
like, there's a restaurant there now. They put tables there, and, like, you can't even skate. Like, we used to skate over the rail, and, like, now you can't do that. So, like, even over the grass gap, like, all that stuff. So, yeah, in Rowland specifically, there's not
too much left.
There's not too much left. Even Jeremy Ray's, like, infamous Ollie. They put a fence up there.
I saw that when they put the fence.
You can't skate that technically anymore.
But I wonder if somebody actually attempted something. Is that why they put it up?
I've heard.
I'm sure because there was like BMX guys. I think that were doing it, and like some people were trying to do it.
Right, or even people just climbing up there, maybe.
And like seeing it, you know. So like it's just like, hey man, we got to put something up there.
Well, I know Tony Willie went up there just to go peep it out, and he was he just sent a message to Jeremy going like, "Wow, this is gnarly."
No, I can't imagine that. Like even Jeremy too. He told me, and like I feel so blessed that he's like, no man, I think you're probably one of the few people that could probably do it. And I'm like, you're insane. I'm not gonna even go up there, bro. He's like, no, you could probably you could do it. And I'm like, no way.
If you can ollie it, you can kick it.
He's like, yeah, you can do it. And I'm like, no sir, like I'm good. So, again, those spots, they're just gone now, bro. Mm-hmm. A lot of even by the mall used to have some cool spots, and all that stuff's just gone.
Well, maybe it'll give me some motivation to put in some work this year.
No, I agree. I would love to, even the Roach guy and Say Yourself. Like, I would love, because like I would love to have like a skate brand, like Say Even Myself, because like I love skating too. Mm-hmm. Like I would love to still be involved, just like I said with all those OG skaters that. I would love to have an outlet where I could still make a impact in skating without, doing it my own way,
right? Right.
And so I would love to find like a way to somehow get like the city involved, and like, or at least my city, and like do say little contests for kids, or like get people excited to like come to places and try to skate, and but again, financials, and it's tough to do stuff like that. You gotta find it's hard.
Just a little flat ground area.
But I would love to figure something out,
build
bro.
some
like something where it's like, like you said, like, hey, every Friday, come here.
It'd be cool to get with like Adam, because they have little ramps, and we can just be like, hey, maybe we can meet up at Rowland Park, Carolina Rosa, or somewhere. He
has the ties to do that kind of stuff too, bro. Mm-hmm. He does. But like, I mean, again, Adam too. He has like he's a teacher, and I'm sure he could. I'm sure we could figure something out, but it is still tough to figure that structure out, and tough to see if it would even work because of the lack of community. At least in Rowland, it might work in like La Habra, especially now with the park open, and parks like Covina, cities like that where
I can tell you the skaters in Rowland Heights are there. I see them all the time. Like I live in the front of the Palms, and I hear them all day. There's days where I'm just like,
there's just nowhere to go.
Yeah, but there's days where like I have product, and I'm just like, I open my window, I'm like, hey, you need wheels? You need a board? I got extra stuff. And then I'm like,
weird.
Come up to my room. Come in my room, buddy.
No. I don't even
check out my skateboard.
I don't even do it like that. I'll be like, hey, just meet me in the front right now, and I'll walk out and be like, hey, here, I have some extra boards, bro. And then I'm like, just take what you need.
I've been trying to help out the homies too, because I have gone to events, and I've been like blessed enough to like get some boards and stuff like that. And if somebody hit me up and needed a board, like you're more than welcome to like take a board I have, like, because I somehow am blessed to have won a board, and I don't necessarily need it, because I'm not skating as much as I used to. So if I do get that chance, then it's like, why not?
Yeah, pay it forward, man. That's all you can do.
Yeah, that's awesome, bro. That hypes me up to here too, because like I never see them, bro. I never see any skaters like riding down the street, or like, I mean, I'm also in a different world these days. Like I'm focused on my kids and other stuff, but I just don't see it around the city as much as I feel like I used to.
No, it's not like how when you guys were like coming out, like when you, Thomas, Izzy, and all of them, it's not as big like that. Where where I used to find you guys as just, I knew you guys are a spot where you guys would meet up, and I would just roll through. And be
you could always find us, bro. Mm-hmm. You could have always, back then, you could have always found us.
Oh, dude,
we were all over the city, being terrible human beings, and just running lights right as we crossing the street, whole squad of dudes just taking over doing stuff we shouldn't have been doing. But we are all blessed to still be alive. Like, shout out to Thomas, shout out to Roman, shout out to Izzy, shout out to Adam, Dylan, Zane.
Izzy's in the house.
Izzy is in the house.
Yeah.
Where is he?
Yeah. So if you could travel anywhere to skate, where would you want to go?
Barcelona, bro.
Okay.
Spain for sure. I mean, like, I lived in SF and I like lived that say hill life or going fast and stuff. But like, I just love the culture, and just anywhere in Europe also would be a blessing to go and skate over there.
I feel like they live like a slower like lifestyle because everything's so much chiller out there,
bro. And they're so healthy. They have such healthy options for food.
Well, their food is their food actually rots out there if you don't eat it.
Exactly. So that's why I would love to. If I could spend like 6 months to a year out there, I'd be like, hell yeah.
Take the fam with you.
But one day, yeah, definitely. I'm not, there's still time. I just got to grind and make stuff happen. The grind is, again, maybe not with skating or whatever the case is, but would love to still do something with skateboarding somehow, So it's awesome you guys found an outlet, bro.
Well, it's tough. I know I'm getting older and I'm probably not going to be able to skate forever. So I want to stay relevant in skateboarding.
Exactly.
And plus, I love to hear everybody's stories that come through that, come to the studio and stuff. So
put your stamp in, man.
And I'm hoping, I hope one day we get the respect from the core skateboarding, but like the higher up skaters or whatever, or like maybe sponsorships, like, we can give away boards or something like that. Reels, like how the 9 Club does. But until then, man, we're just happy to give somebody a voice,
No, yeah, I appreciate their story. I was hyped to see you at a bunch of those events too. Once I came back into like skating with my kids more often and like talking to you about it, and I was just like, eventually, like I mentioned it to you as life.
Oh yeah,
work.
We'll get you in the studio when the time was right.
When the time was right, and things just worked out, and happy to be here now. Happy you guys are still doing it. I don't know what episode I'm on.
This is
but I'm the best episode.
97.
Damn it.
Close.
Well, yeah. Hopefully, we could do something special for 100. So we'll see. We'll see. Stay tuned.
I hope you guys do, man. Yeah, I hope it goes.
And let's get into hobbies off the board. What are you doing off the skateboard?
Off the skateboard, man. I've been really just trying to not influence my kids, but like show them a bit of everything.
I think that's the best way, and because a lot of times you could try to tell somebody something, but the best way is for them to see it for themselves. Live the example.
So like I've been doing, like myself, I got into jiu-jitsu, which my daughter did do, but now she wants to skate, like I mentioned. So I kind of stopped doing that, but she did get to a gray belt, which is pretty awesome.
That's cool.
And I collect Hot Wheels.
No way.
Cards, One Piece, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, I just got into
the whole vibe, dog. The whole vibe. So, anime for sure too.
Okay.
Big, huge on anime stuff. Not like a weeb or I don't like hentai stuff, man. That stuff is pest, But anime, like
What's one of your favorite animes?
One Piece.
One Piece
for
is
sure.
Good.
That's my show right now. Naruto, Hunter x Hunter.
Hunter x Hunter's good.
Attack on Titan,
I print some of that stuff at work sometimes.
As you should, bro.
Yeah, it's like crazy. It's because it's for like Comic-Con or something like that.
Yeah, so I just went to Anime Expo, bro.
Okay.
It was pretty sick. Snuck in there with my brother and even Izzy. We snuck in there. It was pretty sick.
I'm about to hit you guys up for the invite.
Hey, man. We find your way, Yeah. You could pull up next year. Well, we'll figure it out. We could do it. It's fun, bro.
I'm down.
That's why, and especially if you appreciate it, like if you read manga or whatever the case is,
Mm-hmm.
So, if you appreciate anime, and the shows and stuff like that, then it's definitely worth going to.
I'll definitely do it. Like I'm big on like Initial D.
As you should.
One Piece, I literally made it so far into it right now. Like, I went past Annie's lobby and all that.
Take your time, man. Take your time.
It's a good show.
It's a great show, bro. Once you get past that point, it's peak, I'm even trying to convince Izzy over there to watch it.
And I don't know. I've talked to him about it a couple times.
Yeah, he knows. But yeah, I like messing with him and be like, watch it. But no, yeah, that's like what I'm into right now.
Okay.
So yeah, like anime, Hot Wheels, cards. I also have like turtles at home that I love dearly. And
Dope. Did you name them?
They all kind of have names now, but it's Leo, obviously Leonardo, but only one or two of them had. I think we went with Raph on the other one.
Okay.
Only two of them I think have that. Then we got Squirtle, Munch, and we got, what was that other one's name? Spike.
Got a few turtles in there.
Yeah, they're all babies. They're all like.
What are they? Are they desert or what?
They're red turtle sliders, like red-eared sliders.
Okay, yeah. my pops, he has 2 turtles. They're big. They're probably like, I would say like this big right now, but they're starting to lay eggs for us now.
Really?
Yeah, they're laying eggs. So
that's awesome, bro.
My pops has been trying to like, I need to learn how to incubate these so they can hatch.
Yeah, you gotta set it up.
He's missed out on 4 seasons of them.
I mean, it is tough, bro. It's tough to take care and like offer like, those turtles like a proper area to like
do their
things, and like, they need really specific like sands or like things that they can like dig into and feel comfortable like doing whatever they got to do. And then if you just decide to do it yourself, like you need to be watching that turtle at all times. Yeah. And like right when it lays the egg, you need to move it. It's just a lot of work,
Oh no, he's on it. Like he's one of those dudes. It's like I've been on YouTube and researching. I built them a sound pit and everything.
I'm trying to do the same thing with my turtles. Like that's kind of like the side hobbies, and just anything I could get into with my kids, bro. Like my daughter collects Pokemon cards. She collects the Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and
you got her into that.
Yeah, well, not that I'm not that kind of parent that's like, oh, like like I just collected things that I thought were cool, and then she was like, well, I like Pokemon cards, and like so it's like, or she likes Pokemon, so she had inevitably wanted the cards, and then saw that there was like Disney cards, and got the Disney cards, and it's like I liked One Piece, so I got the One Piece cards, and it was never like. It was just something that we had to bond on, but it was never like, oh, you should,
It's like you didn't force her into it.
It's just same with skating too. I never was like, oh, do you want to go with me and skate at the park? Like, got to practice your frontside ollies. Yeah,
it just came naturally.
It's just like, hey, like if you want to do it, cool, I'll buy you a board, or But I never was like, oh, I'm gonna go buy you a board so you can start skating. It was like, oh, I want a skateboard. Let's go. Let's go get you set up for whatever you want to get set up on. And, so let her choose, let her do whatever. And then inevitably my other kids just followed suit. We're like, I want a board now too. And it's like, all right, we'll get you a board. And then now they got a whole setup.
All right, my apologies. Yeah, shout out to the turtles, man. I know you love them, dude. I know you love them.
Yeah, but those are the side hobbies, man.
If you can hear what they were saying just before record right now, they were going off.
No, yeah. Just to put it in too, I am very personal with the turtles. Like I feed them by hand, and there's water turtles that come out of their shell, and I try to do everything, get them proper everything that I could to.
And they started respect you.
No, exactly. They come out now. They at first it's like scurry, but now it's like they get used to it, get used to the tank being cleaned and upgrading their whole environment.
How big are your little turtles? Like
they're probably like not even.
They're tiny.
They're tiny, bro. They're tiny.
Do they get? How big do they get?
They could get big, bro. Yeah. They could be like this big.
Do they grow to the size of whatever they're living?
Their environment.
Yeah. Okay.
So like that's why the tank I have right now is oversized.
Okay.
So they're like they can grow, and I can have them in there at least for 10 years.
That's cool.
And then as they get older, I already told my daughters that you'll get a tank in maybe your room. You could take care of these two. Mm-hmm. And then I'll have a tank in the living room, add fish in there, add stuff.
Yeah, just like an ecosystem for
and them. And then a few turtles stay in there. Maybe have one in my own room.
Maybe one day have tubes so they can travel from one room to the next.
And I wish, bro. I wish. I would. I'm about that, like nature and like, cool. All about, animals and stuff like that too. So that is, the hobby. Like that's why I'm trying to introduce my kids. I go fishing a lot. I take them fishing and just anything to get my kids outdoors, anything to get them information, regardless of where it's from. You never know
what they're going to pick up.
Exactly. So I've introduced them to, self-defense, combat,
how about
sports.
Like any instruments, music?
Music, yeah, of course. Yeah. Of course. My kids are all, I think my daughter just is going to take a class soon for the violin.
Okay.
So just opening that book, I played the violin too when I was in high school. Just like whatever. But I didn't push that. It was just like there was a class for free.
Right.
You want to do it? Go ahead.
Mad respects the violin though. Like
it's tough.
No one really knows how badass that instrument can sound.
It's sick, bro.
Depending on how you play it.
It's sick. A lot of music does have hints of violin to pick up those like key notes that like you would just be like, oh, that's maybe a guitar or a piano hitting that, but like that's a violin, bro.
Yeah,
you know.
I have a homie that plays, and he's
flutes
really,
too.
really talented.
Whatever the case is, but yeah, I just try to like not force, but just plant a seed to see like I tell my kids like find something to love the way Daddy loves skating. You know, like I love it. So it's like even if I can't skate, I'm watching skate videos. I know all the skaters. I know all the tricks. I know clothes, or he rides for this, he does it, like it engulfed me, and like that's something that I'm like find something that's like I want it, and then whenever you find it, Daddy will support it, and that's it, so hoping
as long as it's positive, right?
Exactly. So right now it's skating, it was jiu-jitsu, it was art, it was ballet, gymnastics, it was all these different things, but it's like nothing's sticking, so it's like,
but I mean,
fucking next thing.
They're still young, so like you got to give them that option that eventually later on, as they find who they are as a little human being, they're gonna be like, oh, I remember my dad got me into this, and then they're gonna go more into it, and you like saying as a good dad, you just be like, whatever you pick, I'm just gonna be 100% right behind you.
Yeah, you want to do it.
Or they could be like sometimes like influenced by their friends. Oh, my friend is doing this, and then. And then they'll try it, and if they like it, maybe they'll continue. If not,
which is cool with me too, because again, I've taken inspiration off my friends and stuff like that. So whatever just clicks, then it's like, and I think that's at least for a lot of us that we probably missed out on when we were young, is that support, of whatever it was that we were trying to get into, and just like, I've already spent a ton of money on like classes for my kid to go somewhere, just for them to drop out in like the second or third class, and then I have to continue paying for a class they're not going to.
Right.
But it's like, I'll do it again.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
So it's like, it sucks.
That's what I love about skateboarding, though, because a skateboard you could buy it once, and if they don't like it, then at least it's still around. They could still pick it up anytime. But
and if not, Dad can use it.
Yeah. No, exactly. And I got so blessed with the 88. Again, shout out to them, because when I went there, I was trying to get a whole, finish the setup for my daughter, and he was like, hey man, how about you just give your daughter your old stuff, and then I'll hook you up on a deal with new stuff for you, setup, and it'll make it easier. And so now my daughter basically has like my old setup in a sense, and I was going to buy her a complete setup, but I mean, she still has new trucks, but her wheels and bearings were my old wheels.
But again, bearings, like you said, if she only plays with it for a month.
Exactly. To where I would have still skated those wheels. I still have those wheels. I just wanted to try out the Andy Anderson ones, but.
And then if she still continues, then she gets her own board.
Exactly. But I felt like as a skater though, as a true skater, I did not buy a pre-set up element wheels, element board,
right,
or something
already
pre-built. Already pre-built. Everything on her board is a pro board. Even if she's not gonna I was like, I'm gonna give you the full experience.
Well, I thought about it too, because I was thinking you could have gotten her a Hello Kitty.
Yeah, I could have got something, but nah, she has a pro blind with pepper grip, Spitfire wheels, Bronson bearings, Tiago Lemos hollow independent trucks. So
you never know, just because that was her first board. Later on in life, she might be like, I remember this, my dad gave me, and this is what I liked skating, so I want her.
I want something legit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is legit.
And it's if she ends up actually liking it, then it's I'd rather her learn on something that's this is actually what it's like, because I've skated boards that were, I used to live in Texas when I was younger, and they didn't have I didn't have a board at the time, but I was into skating, and my uncle got me a board, but he didn't know about skating, and he got me just one of those cheap Walmart boards with plastic wrap around it, and I was just and I tried skating with that, and I knew how to skate, and I was like, I can't do this, bro. And it's just that to me changed how I was you have to have at least somewhat of a setup, and it'll help you, sure. Because those bushings are professional in a sense for a reason. Yeah, they work for a reason. But the other brand is just trying to make money and capitalize off kids who just want to skate. Yeah. Who don't know anything. Swap meet boards and
maybe it might be because someone learning, because it's an avenue to open a door for them.
Yeah.
But if you're already skating and you know what a real pro board should feel like, you're gonna be no.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I wanted to separate that from my kids, where I'm like, but you're gonna know
Tony
what
Hawk
a real
started
board
making
is.
Decent, but little bit halfway.
Birdhouse boards are different.
Halfway, like they're making the halfway. You know, they're not quite the cheap ones, but they're not quite pro either. But they at least rolled.
Yeah, Birdhouse wasn't too bad.
But
yeah, I didn't want to do that.
But that's cool that you shout out to that, man. All right. Do you have any questions, Peralta, before we get out of here?
Let's get started.
Go ahead.
I watched this dude grow up, so I have some questions, you know.
Let's go.
You know, I used to watch you guys always skating right there at Rowland Heights. I always wondered how all you guys just kind of like, you know, met. Because you guys were like an odd bunch of dudes, but you guys all complimented each other so good. And the friendship I saw between you guys was just like immaculate. Like, you guys were just like... And then you guys were all even different people. Like, your own different people. Like, I look at Thomas now, and he's a firefighter. I'm like, dude, I'm proud of that dude.
Yeah, and yeah, man. I mean, it's crazy to think, because again, like, I used to just, like I said, when I started skating, I stayed in like a cul-de-sac, or I stayed on like my block, you know. And one of my neighbors who went to Rowland High, he knew Thomas and them, or he was like, oh, like, you guys should come, you know, to like my party. It was like his birthday or something. Yeah. It's like we could skate in front of my house. Like, and my buddy, his name was Alex Pena, if you know Alex Pena. And he would just, his dad would have all this random stuff that we would skate all the time. So we would skate in front of his house. And I didn't go to Rowland. I just moved at that time. So I didn't know anybody from Rowland.
Yeah.
And like, for me, at least personally, that day they came, and like I met them, and then they just were like, oh man, we could go skating over here, over there. And then they were the ones that were like showing me that I could go away from more than Rowland. Yeah. You know, because then we were going to like La Habra or West Cove or all these other, we were hopping on the bus and going like all these crazy places. And that's because of Thomas, Roman, my buddy Nick Booth, who is also in that mix, you know, Izzy. There's a bunch of good guys that we grew up skating with, Adam and them, you know. And I don't know, man, just like you said, we just complimented each other so damn well. None of us did the same tricks. Like Thomas's trick selection, never seen anybody skate like that guy. Like, truly, like, I'm like, the tricks he chose to do, stuff he was skating was just different, you know. And then same with Roman was doing stuff that was like out of this world to me. Like, and then there's myself, Izzy, like, we all just did different stuff, you know. And that's why it was cool. That's why we did our whole like little Cool Cats thing, and shout out to that. That was such a good little era for us, and in our opinion, just for friendship. It was never about anything but like us just having fun and messing around with each other, and no competition with nobody, just us being ourselves, you know. Fun. And so it was truly a blessing for like us to meet like at that point, and we just started taking over, bro. We really just started doing everything and anything, going anywhere, and just, it was fun, bro. We were just always ignorant and loud and screaming and yelling at each other, playing around. And like, to me, that was how you should skate, you know, like just have a good time. And it was a blast. So I'm blessed that I grew up with those guys, and I'm blessed to see them nowadays. Like you said, Thomas is doing his thing, and he still could skate. He's still skating, bro. And like, that's the beautiful thing too, is like, we're still skating. Like, Roman's doing his thing. Yeah. We're still skating here and there, you know, like, and like, that's just the beauty of it. Roman, the one
in Hawaii right now?
He is in Hawaii, brother. He is doing his thing, showing off his creatures and everything. But yeah, man, that's the thing. Like, it's cool to see like your homies, you know, traveling and doing that is really awesome to see, man. Like, again, it sucks that, you know, we all grew and not skating as much, but when we get to skate, or when we get together,
it's like you guys never, it's like you guys never left. You guys just took off from
we just had to do life like anybody else, you know. And it's like, that's the thing, it'll come back, you know. Like, we're all still cool, you know. Like, Nick lives in Portland, unfortunately, right now, but if he came down, like, it's just like, hey, bro,
you guys are gonna have a,
you know, we could skate, we could chill.
It's like you guys never stop talking.
We never, it's just life, bro. And like, that's the beauty of it. It truly sucks, you know, especially when you're younger, you don't understand that. But like, as you get older, you're like, damn, man, I just want to make sure you're okay. And like, if we could skate, fudge, like, I'm so happy, you know. If we get together, whatever, I'm so happy.
Yeah, I mean, I can relate to that, because the dudes that I grew up back in.
Dude, the Bumtown Boys.
Them, I have them, and then I have another team from way back in the day. It's called Team Fuck It, but when I run into those dudes and they're like, "You're still skating," and I'm like, "Yeah, dude, like we're still skating," and they're like, and then I'm next thing you know, "Hey, I bought a board. Were you guys skating today?" I'm like, "Dude, it's the most awesome thing to see you back on the board. Mm-hmm. It's always the most awesome thing to see your buddy that wasn't on board back on the board."
No, I agree, bro. That's why, again, I'm so happy that all those guys are still alive. I'm blessed to say that. I'm blessed that, you know, the circle's still there. Yeah. You know, we just got stuff we have to handle. Yeah. And, like, you know, for whatever that purpose may be, but it's still there. Yeah. You know, it's still cool. We're still the cool cats. Oh, and everything's still riding as it should. But, yeah, life, man. Shout out. Yeah, I just bumped into him. Shout out to, you know, Alex. Because he's the one that brought him to the party. And then from there, I just met Thomas. And from Thomas, I met, you know, Roman. And from Roman, I met Izzy. And, like, a bunch of other guys, too. Like, Paulo Levis. That's my boy right there, too. He's doing Steez good right Master. Yeah, dude, I used to, like, Paul used to do, like, the leg stees. Yeah. Before I seen anybody else do that, bro. No, me personally.
I used to like that about him. I still talk to him because I run into him sometimes at the 7-Eleven. And we'll be like, dude. It just turns into like a bro.
No, I know. And it's awesome because Paul's in a similar situation with me. Like, he has 3 kids. Yeah. Same age as my kids. And so, like, we try to get together, go to the parks together, and do family stuff also, which is like, hey, man, I'm just happy to be here with you, chill. He'll have barbecues, we'll go watch or hang out. Anything we can do, you know, because we're more dads now. Yeah. So just anything we can do to get together. And same with the homies or whatever the case is, you know, and just... Yeah, man. Yeah. It's life. But again, I'm so blessed to say that all of them are still, like, I can get in contact with them. I can, you know, potentially skate with them. And, like, you know, it's the dream is still there. Anything it's still, like, nothing is, you know.
Anything else, Peralta?
Nah, because I think we touched a lot of things. Yeah. And I got to know Chris on a better level because, I mean, we used to just hang out and skate, but I never personally sat there and talked to you, but today I really got to know you on another personal level. Like, even with Izzy, I already know him pretty well because
Izzy's
we hang out sometimes.
Open book.
We hang out. Well, we hang out and play Resident Evil or like just grab a beer every here and there. But it's cool to know, like, that I have someone across the street to hang out with.
Dude, yeah, pull up anytime. We can have a session, just hang out, talk about the same thing because I know it's time.
Yeah, even Roman, like. I run into him every now and then. I'm like, we kick it, and I'm just like, I'm glad to see you guys.
Let us know. We're right there. HK Market sometimes, or at least these guys are. But like, I live right there, so like, just let me know whenever you're free, or even to skate. Like, I'm usually free Sundays, like today. You know, like we could try to go skate. But again, I am a family man, so I don't know. Sundays tend if I work Saturday, Sunday is my family day. Yeah. But if I don't work Saturday, Sunday's a free day.
Yeah, no, I get it. My roommate's on the same level, so I'm just like, whenever I can get the homies at the skate, I'm just like, cool. If we can just kick it, because I like the barbecue too and all that.
Hey man, dude, let's do it. I'll bring some meat. I'll bring some buns, whatever, drinks. You know, like we can just hang out. You know, exactly. That's what I do with Paul. We could all just have a good time, bro. I like it. And it sounds good, bro. I'm down for that. Even to fish, like I'm down to go to a lake. Get a little barbecue outside just to be outside. Hey, like, that's super nice, bro. Yeah, even just somewhere simple like Leg Lake. It's garbage, but they got it. Yeah. You know?
Oh, I like La Mirada Park.
You know, La Mirada is nice. I grew up right down the street from there. Skating those ledges right there, like in front, those curved ledges. That's where I first started. And let me shout out, too. There's Jesus Lopez and Timmy, if you remember, or if you know Timmy from La Habra.
Maybe.
But those 2 dudes are the reason that I was, like, truly, like, whoa, like... You could skate like the world. Yeah. Like they like opened my eyes to like that.
That's amazing.
I don't know. Shout out to Jesus Lopez or Jesus. But
all right, let's get the crazy question going.
Crazy question. There's something wild here.
You gotta ask. Yeah, you gotta. Oh, it's a question for yourself. You just raffle out.
All right. For myself.
Yeah. Let's see. What does it say?
If you could have any skateboard in your collection, skated or wanted.
Yeah, one you maybe skated in the past, or one that you wish you always had in a collection.
In my collection,
like a board that you would just be a wall hanger.
Mm-hmm. Can it be more than one skateboard?
Sure. Yeah.
Because one for sure is, I think it was FA, with the baby Dylan Reader board.
Oh,
that's one that I just would like. I've always liked that board. I know it's a super famous board and it's kind of like overrated in a sense, but like that's the board that like I was like, man, I wish I just had that board. You know?
I mean, that dude's a legend.
It's R.I.P. man. I was showing my kids too. That's the other side. Like I've been showing my kids like Dylan Reader, you know, Henry, who just passed away. I show them their part and like show them history along with skating. You know, so Ben Ramers, or not Ben Ramers. Yeah, it is Ben Ramers. Ben Ramers. You know, so just all the legends from the past. But another one that I would want is I think it's Jim Greco's brand.
Oh, the Hammers?
The Hammers board, but like where it's like clear with the little picture inside.
Oh,
like where it's like all red and then
yes, I know.
It'll just have like a little photograph in the inside and it has like a little boat with the man fishing. Mm-hmm. I just love that board.
It's so artistic.
And the one I want is just the wood grain. Yeah, it's normal wood grain, but then the photo is like white and black, and it's beautiful, bro.
Do you have any boards that you hang up?
Yeah, I have a few boards hung up right now. Like some of the boards that I won too, at like a pawn shop event, they gave me this Rogers from Mr. Rogers from the Mr. Rogers neighborhood.
Oh, okay. I think maybe Jeremy Rogers.
I don't know, but it says like to be a good neighbor or your neighbor thing on there, you know, and like it's a photo of him. I have that one hung up. I also have like a Doomsayers board that's like never rat on your friends. I have that one hung up. Also, when I had my child for the first time, I did like a gender reveal, and like I pulled the skateboard out. Oh, okay. And it said it's a girl. Oh, so I have that one hung up.
That's it.
That's a good one.
As well, like a throwback board that I had gotten from X Games back in the day that was like signed by like all these pro skaters. 2013 when that one was all signed up by like Jesus Christ, Joey Brzezinski, Sean Malto, Nija, Shane, like all the 23rd P-Rod, like all the original ones. I got that one up. And then, just a few other boards just hung up, just like kind of stacked up there, but just kind of like random boards and stuff like that.
That's right. They let you put them up because sometimes the wifey, you know, sometimes they might want them to be artistic or look good for the, you know.
I definitely try to put like it looks like how, you know, it feels in the space. It fits in, like it's not like ugly or like, you know, where it's just boards thrown together, you know. And then it's cool too because I have like a Hot Wheels wall and like all that's like stacked up right there. I got my Roach trophy right there.
Dope.
You know what I mean? So like, it like fits the aesthetic. It fills in the blanks of the house. So like my wife was about it, you know. Yeah, so those boards are nice too, bro. I also have an April board that I have hung up. One of Shane O'Neill's April boards.
Okay. So, well, dude, this has been amazing, bro.
Yeah, man. Anytime, bro. I know we could yap. So maybe part two.
Hopefully we could get some skating in today. So you know, I want to do that. So, do you have any shout outs?
Nah, I mean, shout out to my family. Mm-hmm. Shout out to you guys. I appreciate the time, the conversation, you know. Shout out to the homies, you know. Wouldn't be the skater or person I am without all the experiences, all the adventures, all the, you know.
Yes, sir.
So it's all thanks to, I guess, like, you know, MySpace videos and my pop's influence on just making it happen.
Shout out to your pops.
Shout out to pops.
Shout out to everyone that influenced you.
Shout out to all the influence. And, you know, I'm going to keep skating, lives to skate. So,
your Instagram?
As well. Lives to skate.
Lives to skate.
LIVES, the number 2.
You don't have a YouTube or anything?
Skate. Nah.
No YouTube? Okay.
Yeah, man. I should. I'm going to start. I'm inspired.
All right.
I'm going to start. I want to start something, bro. I'm not lying, you know. Yeah. I really would love to have something that I could do with skating and, like, you know, I've even, like, instructor stuff or, you know, but not so much as a gimmick.
Let us know. We'll back you, man, for sure.
Maybe we can all get together and do something for the city.
Yeah. Bro, that's what I would love. I was actually looking into that, and the reason a lot of instructors don't, like, work with the city is because insurance won't cover it.
Right. Yeah.
And, like, they see it as, like, a extreme action, but it's not worth covering. It's a liability.
Yeah.
So it's, like, it sucks when it's, like, say you look at soccer. If you had a soccer class, it's like, oh, you could take a free class or you could take free coaching or there's free this or tennis coaches or there's free that. But when it comes to skateboarding, there's no like, like you could, like you have to pay for that in a sense. Like you have to pay somebody to do that, which like Sure, there's that in other sports, but there's no free outlet when it comes to skating.
So I said maybe we can start like a flat bar Fridays for the area.
Maybe we just got to find another lot, or maybe go back to Rowland Park, bro.
I mean, Izzy's got the rail.
Izzy's got the rail.
Prata, give us your shout outs.
You know what? 100% I'm going to shout you guys out because it was a pleasure in my life to watch you two grow up.
Likewise,
Chris, Izzy, Thomas. And I've been living in Rowland Heights for like 10 years now, and it's crazy that I went from watching you be little kids in high school to see where you guys are now as men, and I'm like, I'm proud of all of you guys, dude.
Yeah, likewise, bro.
You guys have all done a lot. You guys, I mean, you got your family, and Izzy's just Izzy.
Izzy's just Izzy.
But dude, this is like today when I know I rolled up late. It was a surprise because I was
let the people know.
I was fumbled on all the guests just because of my shenanigans. But I'm glad that I made it. I got to sit here with you, get to know you better. And to shout out to like the whole experience we're doing with the podcast. Richard, Lista left because he's about to go. He's about to go murder a contest.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's about to go murder a contest.
Let the people know. I agree. Likewise, brother.
Yeah, but and then also shout out to my family for putting up with my BS, trying to be a skater. But yeah, those are my shout outs. Shout out to the Off to Lunch squad because these boys are killing it right now.
Hell yeah. Let's go,
bro. All right. And again, dude, I want to thank you for coming down.
Blessings.
And sharing your story with us. And like I said, if you start something, we'll promote it. We'll help you out. And
yeah, we can work together, man.
We'll be reposting all that stuff on the Instagrams. And
got to start with the youth, probably.
And of course, I got to thank the guys here behind the ones and twos. Next time, try to be on time. And because otherwise, that way we would have had Listo the whole show. But he had to get going, unfortunately. So shout out to Listo. I know he's out there doing his thing. And again, shout out to everybody that's watching us, man. I want to thank everybody for liking, subscribing to our channel. Whoever shares out the show and supports us, thank you very much. We greatly appreciate it. And again, man. Oh, and we got a TikTok now. I don't know if anybody's into TikTok, but go look at the TikTok. It's TikTok. No, it's Where the Locals Sk8 podcast. Yeah, because the first one, I couldn't get back into it. I couldn't get the password back. So it's Where the Locals Sk8 podcast on TikTok. And share it out, tell a friend. If you know somebody who wants to be on the show, let us know. Hit us up at Where the Locals Sk8, gmail.com. We got that too as well. So I think that's it. Till next time on OG Skate Show. Peace out, everybody.
Later. Oh, yeah.